Welcome everybody to our channel. This is Maverick with Mav Bilt Customs. This is my business partner and friend Ron Treffert, and my oldest son Thane, who's also a partner in Mav Bilt Customs. We're here today to talk to you about our finally finished full custom FXR, and we just want to share it with you. It's time to get it out, and customer's going to start riding it here pretty quick, so we want to talk about it and let you guys see it. So let's get into it. This one started out as a 87 FXR. I think it was an RT, might have been an RS, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So when we got the bike, we got a frame, we got a motor, and we've got a transmission, and we had a swing arm. So we can start with that because that's kind of the basics, the core of the bike. It's an S&S 124 twin cam. The transmission is out of a 99 touring bike, 5-speed, which then in turn got a Jim's 6-speed gear set put in it. And the swing arm is the very first FXR Brock's swing arm, is what we were told. It's the first one that he made back in the day. So that's what we started with. We also actually had this front end too. I know that a lot of people think it's off of like a Gixxer or a Hayabusa, but it ended up being something off of Ducati, which it works. But we also had to use some Brock's trees to get it to fit on the bike and get it all together. And so that was kind of our basis. The customer wanted a touring bike, something that he could ride, longer distance, and I was in agreement with that because he's got some other, FXR weapons that has in his collection that, something nice that he could ride. So we were on the same page with that right away, that I'd make him something nice and comfortable that can be driven. So anyway, so we can get started on where we started. Basically, let's just go from the front to the back, and if you guys can remember stuff that I can't, we'll go through that. But we started with some Arlen Ness twin spoke wheels in the gold. We did a 19-inch in the front. It's got a 130/60 19 front tire, and the rear is an 18 5.5. So that's got a 180/55 18 on the rear, so it's kind of set up like a bagger already, a late model bagger. So that part of it I really liked, how the setup was going to work. Our front fender is Clockworks, one of my favorite fenders I use in a lot of my builds. It's the Henry, and I just like how it's cut. I like that it still gives you good coverage and good protection, but still it's a custom fender. We had to make the brackets to make that work. We had to do some custom spacing on the front hubs to make the rotors work. The rotors are Gelfers. I don't know if you guys want to know every single part. I'm not going to bore you with all those details. You can see it, but we ended up with Brembo radial brakes, front and rear. Clockworks front fender, or front fairing, sorry. And some lowers that we modified and kind of chopped up a little bit, kind of made them, they're functional, but yet they're not in the way. And so I think those turned out really nice. We had a center fill FXR tank that we send out to our friend Rob Roll, who killed it. He modified this tank, he welded in the EFI plate, put in the knee reliefs, smoothed out the top, and just made the whole thing look just pristine. So Rob, way to go. We appreciate you and your talents. There's not a whole lot of people left on the earth that can do what you can do. So that made the bike super sexy, I think. As you can see, we went with kind of a What was the color?
It was a cherry or
Illusion Ruby.
Illusion Ruby was our base color, so that's what you see on the frame, and then the base color of the paint. So we powder coated a lot of those parts, our hand controls and other pieces on the motor to get that all to tie in. Yeah.
And Ian knocked it out of the park again with the paint.
Yes,
Yep.
he did. So Ian at CR Designs, he did the paint job. That's who we always use. Yeah, he made this thing gorgeous, no doubt about it. Shout out to our friend Jeff Zielinski at NAMS. Hooked this up with wire harnesses. So this bike is throttled by wire and electronic fuel injection. So it's pretty much set up like a late model bagger in that way too. The management system, the fuel management system, his harness was pretty much flawless. The only thing we ran into is because we were mismatching tranny and motor in different years. There was, you know, a couple connectors that didn't make sense at first, but we got those to fit and no big deal. Now, if you were swapping out, let's say a 2012 bagger, you know, motor, tranny, primary, the whole thing, it would have just all plug and played like nobody's business. But anyway, we worked through those problems, got it done. The other harness for the, you know, the rest of all the lights work, all the indicators work. It's set up just like a brand new bike. No shortcuts. You know, we have brake switches on the front and the rear, clutch switch, the whole deal. Everything works. So it's fully wired, you know, to be fully functional. We got everything to fit nice and neat underneath the seat and under the side panels. In turn, it helped because we are using a bagger transmission with the oil pan underneath, so you got rid of the oil bag bubble. There was room to put the ECU underneath the seat along with, you know, other wiring and other components, so that made life a lot easier. The seat is saddled, or no, it's actually Drag Specialties.
Yeah,
yep.
it's a Drag Specialty seat.
So I love their seats. I've got their seats on a couple of my bikes and I really like them. So we recommended this to the customer. I've ridden the bike about 50 miles so far. It's super comfortable. So I hope he thinks so too. The rear fenders, Russ Warnemont, 8.5 inch wide. We did have the frame widened, or it actually came pre-widened to make the rear wheel and all that fit underneath. We had to do some tweaking to it. It wasn't exactly straight or square, so we got all that fixed and got it correct so that it would work. But I think it's a really nice looking package. The bags are actually factory bags with the brackets that the customer actually sourced from another hamster brother of ours and made them work, and they look beautiful. As far as components go, we went with some Arlen Ness accessories, some gold, you know, some gold accents here and there, air cleaner, mirrors, levers. I love Arlen Ness's, you know, method levers. They feel really good. I put them on pretty much everything I have. We did some flow foot pegs and shifter and brake lever, Arlen Ness air cleaner. We had to use a 58 millimeter throttle body. We used 5.7 injectors. Seems to run good. We got a Thunder Max in it, so I just had it on the computer today, and we did an update on the fuel curves, and it seems to be running. We are running a belt final drive on this. We're able to make that work, and so yeah, I think that I covered pretty much everything that we know of. I know that it seems I'm simplifying it, but we worked over a year on this thing.
Close to a year and a half.
Yeah, and it was just really it was a passion project. I really wanted this bike to work and work well. I wanted to make sure that we weren't cutting any corners, that everything was gonna match up and work. The inner primary was a little bit of an issue to try and find the right one for it to work. It ended up being off of a 94 FXR is what made the motor and tranny made up and align and make that all work. But it's, you know, we put an oil cooler on it, make sure that it, you know, we're doing our due diligence. We used Teeth Terry big starter, so we had to space out our oil filler because of this style of transmission. Trask exhaust that we modified, and our fabricator had to adjust that a little bit to make the angle of the pipe work so it wasn't going straight into the bag. Marlin Ness side covers. I used pretty much factory, you know, engine covers, primary, transmission, and cam cover, along with the S&S rocker boxes. We just powder coated them the color of the bike, and I think it complements itself.
Shout out to Matador and Queen Creek for all of our powder coating.
Yep.
They do phenomenal work. They treat us very well, and if we have any problems, they fix it immediately. So shout out to them. I definitely recommend them in the East Valley area.
Yeah, and they get it done for us when we ask them to, for sure.
Yep.
These are thrashing bars mid-bend, which I like their position. 8-inch risers, ended up being 9 with the spacers.
And to finish it off with a Dakota Digital.
Yeah, Dakota Digital gauge, all in one. Still working on calibrating the speedometer. I think we got it dialed in pretty dang close. We do not have a fuel gauge, but we do have a fuel light. The Sportster fuel pump was the one that we ended up using with a fuel light, low light warning instead of a full fuel gauge. It wasn't going to work so well with the knee reliefs in there, so we decided to go with that. It's got a Softail style kickstand on it, and relocated that with Kevin Fabricators, or Fabricator Kevin, I can't remember exactly, but he's on Facebook, you'll find him. He makes this plate that mounts to the forward controls, and then we can mount a Softail kickstand to it. We built the custom highway bars. That was something the customer's request. He wanted something to stretch out on. And Clockworks windshield, of course, comes with their fairing kit, so we're pretty happy with the whole package. It's a beautiful bike. Like I say, I'm riding it now to get some miles on it and shake it down, and it's an extension of my body. I really enjoy it, and probably gonna have to build one for myself. So just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you get to see this bike in person. It's gonna be around.
It'll be up at Sturgis this year for sure.
I would think so.
And hopefully
you'll see it at Arizona Bike Week for sure.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the customer's plans is. Our friend Steve, and you know, it's up to him what he wants to do with it. We just wish him well, and lots of happy miles on this thing, and we're excited to get it out there and let people see it. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe,
like, and comment.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.